Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice to be here in the futuristic vision of Prey.
Do you like my apartment?
You really you got hooked up big time in this apartment, man.
This is Zach Miner, Ryan Clements, and Sid Schumann of PlayStation Blog taking a look at Prey coming out of Arcane.
No, right, and I haven't played this yet, but right off the bat, why are we all waking up in the same bed? Why are the three of us in one bed together?
You know,
had a wild
there's
night.
a few. We don't want to get into spoilers just yet, Sid. We want to try and avoid spoilers here. So this is footage. Ryan and I got a chance to play through the first hour of the game, actually, and so this is all footage from that first hour. There's a couple things that we're going to avoid kind of talking about because there are some really incredible reveals in that first hour.
And I'm confident in saying, and you and I talked about this, that the whole opening section of Prey, including some stuff that we're not going to show here today, might be one of my favorite openings in a video game I've seen in a long time. So phenomenal stuff, and hats off to the Arcane team for putting it together.
Agreed. So it's our first day. Time to put on our TranStar uniform, get ready to go up on the spaceship. Very exciting. So what is Prey? Prey is out of Arcane, who did Dishonored. They did Arx Fatalis. As you're probably noticing right off the bat, we're including this stuff because it kind of reveals that this is a first-person simulator. This is kind of an immersive sim. Let's just hop right on to the spaceship. Well, let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Things are not great up on the spaceship.
I like how we went from the most serene footage to the most not serene footage possible.
Look, it's a simulator, but it's not Apartment Simulator 2064. This is a game where things have gone wrong.
Yes.
And we need to figure out what's going on.
Gone very, 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 very wrong.
So let me just, I've not seen this. I'm sort of the resident dummy on this one. I am the biggest fan in the world of sort of the shock games. So I actually would consider System Shock 2 to be my favorite game of all time. BioShock high on the list. So without having seen a ton of this game, it's giving me that vibe big time.
And
Absolutely.
As it should. I mean, it absolutely has that emergent, player-driven choice style of gameplay that you're going to actually kind of see here represented in this weapon that we're seeing right now, which is the glue cannon, where it essentially allows you to build platforms, immobilize enemies, do a lot of different stuff, and hey, you don't even have to pick it up if you don't want to. I mean, there's essentially so many different ways to work your way through this very, very much damaged and very, I don't want to use the word derelict, but it is a damaged, something's gone south station that your character, Morgan Yu, finds him or herself on.
What are these friendly little guys here?
They're not friendly.
Not so friendly,
Oh,
Sid.
okay, I see.
I will say that you are terribly unperceptive. The fact that these things are trying to kill us. These are mimics. They seem to be kind of the little runts of this game. But make no mistake, these things can kill you right quick if you're not paying attention. So this glue gun is really cool because it can kind of freeze them and then allow you to kind of finish them off with the wrench. This is a game that's obviously first person, and you are shooting things, and a little bit later we're going to get some actual guns.
Bam!
But it's not a game where you're going to be running around firing bazookas and just shooting stuff. Here we're going to take a look at some of the other kind of abilities, some of the emergent opportunities possible with this amazing glue cannon. So those little mimics, as might be indicated by their name, can disguise themselves as other items in the world. Here's another little item here that might remind you of a certain other game that you like a lot. So there are skill trees in this game, and there are actually a couple different skill trees, some of which we didn't even experiment with.
Right.
So you find these neuromods lying around that you shove into your eyeball.
Seems right.
Seems right. Yeah. Hey, what's this on the ground here?
I'll just shove it in there.
Oh, I might as well shove it in there. I do that all the time. So we have a couple different skill trees: scientist, engineer, and security. We obviously barely got a chance to experiment with these, but suit your play style. You can be hacking turrets, hacking security systems. We'll take a look at that stuff.
And sorry, go ahead.
No,
Jeff.
go ahead.
I was going to say, and a quick note that when I was talking to the lead designer in our interview together, Ricardo Bear mentioned that in this kind of initial section of the station, when you get that first neuro mod, they actually give you a way to benefit from any of the initial selections you make when you upgrade your character. So like if you want to do like a hacking neuro mod, they made sure that in this opening area of the game there's a way to use that, or a strength, thing, or some other, for repairs. Like they wanted you to feel like whatever you pick, you're going to be rewarded in some capacity, which I thought was really smart design.
And this is a hacking interface we're seeing now, I'm guessing.
And we'll see this right now. So I invested in hacking, and so I'm able to kind of get into this room that's totally optional. And look, I get a weapon upgrade kit.
Nice.
There's some other stuff going on in the room. I will note, and I told Ricardo this, that Dishonored has been one of my favorite games the last several years.
Oh yeah.
I am someone that plays those games by reading everything in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Arcane. There's
so many emails.
there are few studios better, in my opinion, at environmental storytelling than Arcane.
100% agree.
Now, and I want to just soak all that in. I was really having to slap my wrist and just be like, nope, Zach, just move on, keep moving forward. So here we're kind of in the main lobby of the spaceship, and everything's totally fine. Oh
no, everything is not totally fine.
Maybe not.
Where is this sort of space station located? Do you know? Is it like in the solar system, or?
It is in outer space.
Okay,
Yes,
it's in outer space.
And if you look out the window here, you might see that there is potentially some recognizable celestial objects.
Oh,
indeed.
We're keeping things vague.
Very vague. You know what? I fear that there's going to be some spoilers out there. But that's why you just got to stick with the PlayStation blog for all the coverage. So this is the main lobby, and this is kind of the main, I think, hub of the game. And so there's kind of different levels that you can explore of the spaceship, obviously, as we've seen. Here's another example of just some of the completely optional environmental storytelling. Ryan, I don't even know if you went into this room.
I know what you're doing here, but I unfortunately did not read all this stuff. But yeah, it's awesome that it's basically a small museum showing the progress of the space station and kind of its development, and the development of the company that facilitated it. So just really awesome stuff. And again, it's like you could just totally walk by this room and not even notice it. So they really, oh my, who are these friendly looking fellas?
Again, I'm going to really question some of your guys' instincts. These are not friendly. These are phantoms, and these are the hardest enemies that I saw.
Interesting.
So did you not go into this room, right?
No. Remember, you went much further than I did. I was too busy reading emails.
So I had to hack my way into this room. So this, I think, kind of demonstrates how challenging some of the kind of fight situations can be.
Bam.
So again, these guys are doing some pretty serious damage. You can see the health indicator in the bottom left. And I'm really having to kind of strategically think about how I'm going to kind of pause, put health kits on, and then, use this kind of stun gun or perhaps the glue cannon to freeze them and then finish them off with the wrench. I think we haven't played much of it, but ammo is going to be sparse, I think.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's a recharging health system, I noticed?
It's down in the lower left. It is definitely very, I wouldn't say punishing, but you definitely have to be cognizant of your health and your well-being.
Or maybe I'm wrong. What's that meter I see in the middle of the screen that keeps building up? Is that like,
so
stamina?
That's stamina.
Got it. I was incorrect by what I said.
Health you need to heal
I got
yourself.
it. Okay.
You're not just always going to be at 100%.
I retract my prior statement. There is not a recharging health system.
And so when you're opening that weapon wheel there, you're just triggering a health kit.
I understand. Okay.
And another thing that Ricardo pointed out is, because there were a lot of folks playing the demo when Zach and I were playing the game, is that, sometimes you could just walk, stealth your way through an environment, not even, engage the mimic-like enemies. Like right here, you see that they're kind of creating their own platforms and just kind of working their way around the environment. I mean, it's really interesting how the levels are laid out.
And a little detection meter there above the mimic that was kind of flying off here. So we're getting close to the end here, but Ryan and I, we just scratched the surface. I wanted to just show a little bit more of kind of what is in this game. So this is your office. This is Morgan's office.
This inventory could be ripped straight out of System Shock 2.
Right, and
look, straight out of it.
You can upgrade it, obviously, right? You can expand it. So I think the office is going to kind of be your home base. And so there's recycling of materials where you're breaking material, where you're breaking objects in the world down into different components. So there's reasons to pick up all this stuff in the world. Like, what am I going to do with this coffee cup? I'm going to throw it across the room, but I could have recycled it.
Really?
And then on the other side, you'll see that there's a fabricator. So there's a crafting system in this game. So you're going to be finding, I think, blueprints and upgrades throughout the game. And obviously, you're not going to find most of them, and it's really going to kind of require exploration.
And a quick point as we're watching this amazing footage and kind of closing up shop is that you do not need to have experience with the original, with Prey's predecessor.
This is unrelated.
You can go right into this. It's kind of own unique story. It's a new science fiction story, by Arcane. So you can enjoy it kind of fresh.
Gents, do we have any sense of the threat? These creatures we seem to be fighting. Do we know anything about what they are, or sort of where they factor in?
It's an enormous threat, Sid.
Yeah?
Yes, I mean, I have all I know is that the space station is not in good shape, and the people on the space station are not in good alive.
It is a threat not to be taken lightly.
Okay, I understand.
And just real quick before we go here, in addition to that skill tree that we saw earlier, we are aware that you get some access to alien powers later in the game. We didn't get a chance to really look at those or experiment with those. That was a little bit after. One last clip I wanted to show just for you, Sid.
Oh.
So there's a locked door. We need to find our way into the locked door. I bet, if we read some things around the room, maybe there's something.
Just like in real life.
I wonder what the access code to that door might be. This is kind of the first big one there. Oh, do those numbers look familiar? 0451.
Now that is the first. That's the first code given out in System Shock 2.
First code given out in System Shock 2. I believe it was in the first System Shock.
Oh, was it?
451. It was in all of the Deus Ex games. It was in the Dishonored games. It actually made its way into Mafia 3.
I didn't know that.
And so that, in some ways, is, I kind of see that as like, you see that, you know what this game is, right? This is an indicator of like the systems that are present in this game, the genre of this game.
It's like the Wilhelm or whatever that's
Wilhelm's
right.
The scream from the Star Wars
it's
movies.
It's a little identifying factor. So, any final thoughts, Ryan?
No, that's it. I'm pumped, and it's coming out on May 5th.
May 5th on PS4. It looks great. Arcane, a great studio. I'm totally sold on the subject matter. So thanks for the tour, guys.
You're very welcome.
Anytime.
プレイステーション